Oh. We're live. Not the social commentary, like not the fucking
not the meme of the
social
week.
Media shit. Yeah, I know. What's up, Heaven's Trash? We're a little bit late. But
240 seconds. Damn, we're getting called out now.
Yeah, I know, this is serious.
Oh my god.
I'm here for it.
Shit, I think that's the first time we've ever been called out like
True.
that.
Everybody just assumes. What's up, Sydney? Good to see you. All right, let's get this started real quick, and then we'll get engaged with everyone. We didn't plan for the intros part.
Oh, shit.
Fuck it. Let's just do it.
Let's do it live.
We didn't properly plan that, so I'll just
fucking thing sucks.
I'll just start the show. It's the CultureSmash Cast, episode 652 for July the 10th, 2024. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of the CultureSmash Cast. Nico? We don't hear you, sir.
Well, Nico's there. Here, I'll do it. Nicholas Quoth.
Yeah, he's gone. While he figures that out.
Great. No, I was muted. Nicholas.
All right, let me just start again. Let me just start again, so I don't have to edit that shit. What's up, Grubby? Good to see you. All right, I'm gonna start again, so I don't have to edit. Ready? It's a CultureSmash Cast, episode 652 for July the 10th, 2024. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of the CultureSmash Cast. Nico.
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to CultureSmash Cast.
Zach
Martin. This is definitely not the second take at doing this.
Definitely not the second take of doing this. How's everybody doing? Nico, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks because I've been working. Couldn't do the show. What have you been up to, sir?
I mean, not too much. Doing the dad life, still unpacking. Like, we are just about to cross month 2 at the new place. So anyone watching the video version will still see boxes behind me, but they're all mostly broken down or empty boxes. So that's great. We've done the prerequisite required. We are now in Atlanta, have to go to IKEA, do furniture shopping. So we did some of that.
It's part of it.
The bookcase behind me that's got my role-playing, my Dungeons & Dragons stuff, that's a new IKEA bookshelf. And just mostly trying to keep a toddler and a dog alive.
It's a full-time job.
It's a struggle for you, apparently.
Zachy boy, anything that's not involving me that you want to talk about? Because we've just been seeing movies.
Okay, here has been my life for the past 2 weeks. Are you ready?
I don't want to hear any complaining.
No. This has been it. Wake up, go to work, Uber, get that money, go sleep, and then you're dumbass on the weekend.
Exactly. We've been seeing a few midnight movies, and
I saw 3 movies last week.
We did see 3 movies last week, and I have thoughts on some of them, boy. So we saw Body Double, which is a movie that I love.
I had never seen
for a midnight movie, and the Belcourt had done a great job scheduling Body Double and Vice Squad the same week as MaXXXine.
Man, it really was a lovely pairing.
If you throw those 2 movies in a blender, you're pretty close to have what MaXXXine is trying to be. So it was fun to watch. And Body Double's just a great movie. It's got these oh shit moments that I was just...
Zach wasn't ready for him.
I was waiting for it, and it was a beautiful thing.
You asshole knew! Okay, if you haven't seen Body Double, I mean, I guess we're cat's out of the bag. There is some shit in it I was not ready for. I didn't know. And it just happens. And your brain, it don't work so good.
Mozart's Ghost, I think we have Body Double on 4K from Kino Lorber.
No.
It's not? Oh, it's Dressed to Kill that's on 4K from Kino.
There is no 4K of Body Double. I looked that up. I was like, well, luckily we saw the 4K DCP.
We did. And I think that the fact that there's a 4K DCP tells me there's going to be a 4K because, and I'm sure it's Kino Lorber. I'm sure they're going to do it. But yeah, that was really fun. And Vice Squad is an interesting movie because it's garbage, but it's effective garbage.
It's not good, but damn if it really made me want to take a shower.
Exactly. It's garbage, but it's also so effectively nihilistic. You're like, damn, this is fucked up. It's fucked up.
it's I can't believe they made this.
Yep. All right, so there's a question. What's your favorite movie with a forbidden love affair?
Yeah, Yeah, I guess.
Ooh,
Yeah.
What was
Nico.
What was your pick there?
Zach went Handmaiden, which is a great choice.
I guess what do you count as forbidden? Like, I mean, it's a love affair.
You're kind of wavering a little bit
you're going
sound wise,
in and
sir.
Let me change.
That's better. Now you sound better all of a sudden.
I literally did nothing.
Maybe it's an internet thing. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. What do we count as forbidden versus a normal love affair?
It's one that shouldn't happen, I guess. In some
one that
way.
is looked down. One that is like, you can't do this.
Since Zach took the really good one, I'm gonna take the really gross choice, and I'm gonna go Harold and Maude.
I still need to watch that.
If you haven't seen Harold and Maude, it's a very old lady and a very young guy, really a kid basically. So it's really fucked up. But they love each other.
What do they fuck?
No, not really. But there's love. There's definitely.
There's a difference between love and fucking.
I take offense to Vice Squad being called garbage.
Fine. You know what it is? You know what Vice Squad is? Neon garbage or neon slime. There.
It is neon slime. That's true. So Nico, do you have a choice on that one?
I don't know. That's a good one. I don't really care for a lot of forbidden love affairs. I guess The Graduate's an easy go-to.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I'll stick with The Graduate.
It's a good choice.
I blew everyone out of the water.
Yeah, Handmaiden is really...
That was a good one.
It's the ultimate choice. Oh.
Yeah.
You want to go really gross?
Yeah.
You could go... Spoilers. Old Boy.
I knew exactly where you were going to go with
you
that. I was surprised that wasn't your actual answer after he said Handmaid. I was going to bet money you were going to say Old Boy.
Shout out to my girlfriend's friends when I showed them Old Boy. Absolutely cold. They had no idea what it even was.
That's a beautiful experience.
And in 4K, and they were mad at me.
I didn't see it in 4K.
Banned from movie choices for a long while.
But for both of you, did you go in cold? Were you able to go in not knowing what it was going to be?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, it was back when I was writing for DVD Verdict when Tartan Palisades put the Blu-ray set out, that 10 set that I still have. They sent it to me and said, "This is awesome. You got to see it." And I had seen Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance because it played in a theater here in Nashville, but I hadn't seen that. And yeah, it was one of those
had
iconic moments.
Comcast had on demand.
Heaven's Trash said he did that with some friends with Martyrs, and so did Steven.
Oh, I did do that with some friends with Martyrs, and it was amazing. So also just to cap it off real quick, we're going to talk about one of the movies that we saw when we get into box office, but we also saw two other midnights. I don't remember if did we talk about Crank 2 and Army of Darkness? Army of Darkness is a 5 out of 5, great. Crank 2 is a piece of shit.
It's 5 out of 5. No, I'm just kidding. No, I can't do that.
I enjoyed the first Crank, and I remembered not liking Crank 2 as well, but I remembered liking it. And we saw it in the theater. I'm like, this movie's a piece of shit. It's garbage. I was mad when I came out.
And I'm just giggling off to the side. Like, you come out of the faculty like, fuck you, Zach. And I'm just giggling off to the side.
Yeah, the faculty was a piece of shit, too. Yeah. All right, so let me do the stuff here real quick. Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting the Culture Smash cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their delicious syrups, such as the white chocolate, salted dark chocolate, and salted caramel, and the variety of cocktail mixers and infused waters they offer, my favorite being the margarita. Head on over there and use promo code CultureSmash for a 15% discount on your order, and I do believe they are still doing $50 or more, get you free shipping, so do it. And also, if you're new here, if you're just join us every Wednesday at 6:15 CST on YouTube or Twitch. That is the only places we're doing this now. At 6:15 CST, you can follow us on your platform of choice and jump in the conversation because we do follow the comments the entire stream, as you can see.
Unless you're 240 seconds late.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 240 seconds late, that's a problem.
Oof.
Yeah. All right, so moving on, talking about the box office. Let's see. Number 10 was The Fall Guy. It made $870,000, made $92 million so far. I can't believe it's still in the top 10. Just a sign of the times. Number 9 is The Bike Riders. It made $1.2 million. It's made $19.3 so far. I like The Bike Riders quite a bit. It is Jodie Comer's movie. She's amazing in it. Everybody else is good. I think it's a mistake for what's his name? Elvis. I forgot his fucking name all of a sudden. I just drew a blank on
Elvis?
it. Yeah, because he played Elvis and then he switched to doing James Dean, and it's like, what? It's a mistake.
Austin Butler, yeah.
He's smoldering in one movie and continues to smolder in the other movie. He's fine. He's absolutely.
He's good. Well, okay, I say that, but in Dune he was.
He was great in Dune.
Yeah,
but it was a smaller role.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 8 is, what is that? Kalki 2898 AD. I don't know what that is, but it made $1.8 million.
It's an Indian film.
I suspected. $7.3 million it's made so far, so it's doing all right.
For a 3-hour movie, that's pretty.
It is pretty good.
Money.
Mm-hmm. 7 is Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. I don't know what that is, but it made $3 million.
Christian people, Angel Studios need money too.
Oh, Angel Studios, got you.
Yeah, exactly. Just say
6.6 million. Yep. Number 6 is Horizon American Saga Chapter 1. It made $5.3 million. It's made $22 million so far. Number 5 is Bad Boys Ride or Die. It made another $6.6 million. It's made $177 million so far.
Have you seen Horizon, by the way?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about it more in a minute.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more.
Number 4 is MaXXXine. Opening new is $6.7 million. I actually think that's a decent opening for the movie, to be honest. Number 3 is A Quiet Place Day 1. It made $20 million. It's made 93.9. And if you are curious, I gave it a 1.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I did not like this fucking movie. Like, the things that are cool about the other two movies are not even cool in this movie. The one piece of props, the prop that I will give this movie is they managed to get it made for $69 million. So it made $50 million its opening weekend. That's how you make money in this landscape, is you keep your costs down. But that said, when they're walking in the streets of New York and it's destroyed, there is a lot of smoke and a lot of dust. You have a very short range of what you can see for a lot of the scenes, and that's how
you make it for $69 million.
I guess it is. And then the CGI backgrounds were very hit and miss too. So it's a bad movie. It's a dumb movie. I liked the performances of the cast, but the script is dumb. I did not like it. Number 2 is Inside Out 2. It made $30 million. It's made $534 million so far. And number 1, open over the weekend, Despicable Me 4 opened with $75 million, made $122 million because of its early opening. This weekend, if you want to see something new, we have Loglegs opening at, when I got the information, Loglegs was at 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's down to 89% now. And then there's Fly Me to the Moon. It's at 70%. I actually really want to see Fly Me to the Moon. I think it looks fun. So I'll probably be seeing them both this weekend. There's actually a lot of movies I need to see this weekend because I want to see Kinds of Kindness too, because it's finally in a Regal.
I need to. Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's at Opry Mills.
Okay.
In fact, I think Zach and I have tickets, spoilers, for Loglegs tomorrow night, and I think I might dip over there early and see Kinds of Kindness also.
Well, wait. Is it playing tomorrow night?
What?
Kinds of Kindness?
Last I saw it was playing during the day.
Dip early. You're gonna dip out of Loglegs early.
No, I'm gonna dip over there before Loglegs and see it. I'm gonna go early in the afternoon or something, whatever I can find. I really want to see it.
Well, fuck you.
Fuck
you for that. So, fuck you.
Yeah, that's the plan, sir.
2:30. There you go.
Hey, that's fine. I'll come out of there at like 4:30 or something, and I'll just meander around.
4:30, sir. 5.
Well, okay, 5. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll just piss around the mall and get a Starbucks till you show up for the. Perfect.
Damn it! I need to.
I know.
Fuck you for that.
I know. It's great. Let's see. In the chat, movie recommendations. California. California is great. It's a 4 out of 5. Great movie. Let's see. Dark comedy, crime drama, thriller.
You know what's better than all those? Heat. Disagree.
Wait, what?
Is that for Love Affair movies?
Okay, so Heaven's Trash is in my TikTok streams when I'm rating movies, and I always give Heat a 2.5 out of 5.
Hold up. Are you saying that Heat is a better film than Handmaiden?
Who, me?
No, Heaven's Trash.
Oh.
Because I'm going to disagree with you.
Well,
all day,
okay, but wait
day.
a minute. This is a discussion we always have, because I give Heat a 2.5 out of 5. And
that's
then
an accurate score.
And then inevitably I will give something that's like really bad also, the same score. And he'll always come in the comments and he'll say, you're going to give this the same score as like Minions Part 3 or something? And I'm like, you can't compare a steak and an apple. They can both be 2.5 out of 5. But
you ever had a bad steak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had a bad apple too.
Look, the center of that steak, man, it was perfect. That incredible little 9-minute sequence in there, incredible.
No.
The rest of it was burnt to shit around.
Yeah, it was
too big of a steak.
It was nothing but gray meat.
Handmaiden was not on the box office list.
Exactly.
Oh, he's referring to like.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the 3 films we recommended.
No. He's talking about the box office list. But yeah, it's a pretty funny conversation he and I have back and forth because, like, I swear if you went and looked at his Twisted Cinema collection and looked at mine, it would be very similar. But on Heat, we do not agree at all. All right, speaking of movies, because that's what we're talking about, I guess Nico has a story.
That was your transition. Speaking of,
yeah, movies. I know. I was trying to be stupid because it's Tina's job to do the transitions.
I was trying to figure out where you were going to go with that, and that is the most lackluster, cheap.
It really was.
Transition.
Wait, before we go to that though, I just thought of this. Did you watch the Gladiator 2 trailer?
Yes, I did.
It was bad.
So, Nico, what did you think of the Gladiator 2 trailer?
I didn't know. I don't know if this was common knowledge. I bet Zach knows this because he probably found a script somewhere. That the plot is following the kid from Gladiator 1. Like, I
got
no
that
idea
from the trailer
until I saw this trailer. It's like, what? It's the kid's story? I just figured it's another Gladiator. It's like, we're going to be doing another Gladiator story. This is actually a sequel to Gladiator 1. Like, the Maximus's character, his armor is on a wall, his sword's on a wall, you're the kid, here's his ring, and like, what are we doing here? Doing the exact same thing like 20 years later.
I almost wish I wish it had nothing to do with Maximus. I wish it was another Gladiator.
I wish it was like 100 years later.
Yeah. That's the great thing about the Roman Empire. You could do shit like 100, 200 years later and stuff like that.
You would be fine. You would be fine. So I take it you didn't like the trailer.
No, I won. The music choice was bold. It was not what I would have gone with for fucking Gladiator.
Yeah,
Kanye West, which is it's not even him. It's a cover of it.
Yeah.
Well, what do we?
Well, and
Kings.
Interestingly, the segment of the song they chose to use didn't even have Kanye West in it.
Well, no, it was a cover of that song.
Yeah.
And it was like, why are we using... It's like using Believer in the Murder on the Orient Express trailer. It's like, this is the wrong song to use for this fucking trailer. I don't inherently have an issue with it. I guess it just feels... Because Gladiator, if we're continuing the Gladiator story, it should be epic and sprawling, and there should be a score. I think there, but they tried to rock it up, right?
And I just don't get what is the reason for this? Like, the trailer didn't sell me a reason for a sequel.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes of this is happening, and it's like, sell me on this movie. All you got is. I'm going to do this. You want to do this? Yes, I want to do this. I'm political behind the scenes.
Well, I feel like this is a start.
When I first saw like this, the promo photos coming out, like before trailer, like months ago when I saw promos, and you see like Denzel in like regal attire, I figure he's the Emperor character, and then I guess he's some level of importance, but also palling around with the gladiators, which is kind of weird, and. Why is the kid who, it's been a minute since I've seen Gladiator, but from what I recall was, I believe, a royal position kind of thing, and like a nephew prince or something, and I guess now he's a gladiator. I guess they kicked out his family, and Pedro Pascal seems to be like a good guy, but he's also hated by I just don't understand.
It's 3 minutes long, and I feel like I have no... In a negative sense, like where we see Loglegs, and it's like a 3.5 minute trailer, and we're like, I don't know what the fuck it's about, but I'm hype as shit. This is 3 minutes long, and I'm like...
So, this is what I suspect.
Tell you why we are doing a sequel, 20 years later. Like, why are we revisiting this franchise?
I don't actually. This is what I suspect. This is what I feel like, that this trailer was meant to give us vibes and visuals, but they included too much dialogue doing that. In fact, if they just wanted
They
to
should
do
just done a teaser.
Yeah, because all of the dialogue doesn't tie together in a way that kind of makes sense in a story that we could care about. What it makes me feel like is, it feels like Napoleon.
Yes.
Like, oh shit, here we go again.
Yes.
Fucking Napoleon. Now,
oh no, Ridley Scott's gonna make another bad movie. Oh no, Ridley Scott's a fucking hack fraud.
Well, I'm not going there.
He had a couple good movies 40 plus years ago.
Ridley Scott has had many good movies, sir. We will debate the shit out of this because Ridley Scott is top tier.
The debate continues.
But I guess what I will say is exactly. What I will say is, on a positive note, I think Denzel Washington looks like he's having a really fucking good time.
Yeah.
He's having a great time. And if he's having a great time, that aspect of the movie is going to be fun to watch. Because when he's really in it with something, it's usually entertaining. And there's some built stuff, which is, the bar is low. But shit, I just like to see built things. I like to see actual sets and props and things. And that's there. But yeah, the story is kind of, I don't know. I just don't know. Now, I've heard the early test screenings are pretty good. That's what I've heard.
Damn, too bad we couldn't get any of that. Like, they test screened some footage of, at CinemaCon or something like that, and it blew everyone away. And then the trailer comes out, and I'm like, man, this looks like fucking movie of the week shit.
What's up, Samantha? How are you doing? So we're going to be going, you haven't been in the stream before, but we do movie news and stuff like that, and we answer questions if you guys throw questions our way during. In fact, I did see a question before we move into
what movie played the biggest role in your childhood?
So I don't want to pick a movie from my childhood specifically, but I will pick a movie that impacted me the most artistically and continues to impact me is the original Halloween. The first, I saw it as a child on TV, and as a college student, I saw it in theater. And then every time I saw it, as my sort of film knowledge grew, I accepted that movie in a different way. So I'm going to go with that. That movie continues to impact me in that way.
I'm really trying to think of a title that doesn't just seem like a total cop-out.
Well, while he's thinking about it, what do you pick, Nico?
Man, that is a hard one. I think I'm going to go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Makes sense. Actually, for you, that makes sense.
I was going back and forth between that and Batman. But definitely those, like, that era of, like, the starting serious comic book movies, like making a serious effort in them. I'm going to probably stay with Turtles just because I also love the suit work and the stunt work, both of those in those movies. Like the Jim Henson Studios really knocked it out of the park with the costuming and everything that goes into making those turtles work is just phenomenal. I just love that movie. I like 2 all right, 3's terrible, and Diminishing and so on. But the first one is legitimately like a serious film. They definitely amp up the campiness in 2, but there's some pretty dark moments in that first movie. It is not the lighthearted fare that the cartoon was at the time. Definitely brings in some of the darkness that the actual comic has as well. So I think it strikes a really good balance. I'm going to stick with Ninja Turtles.
Okay. All right, Zach, you've had a lot of time, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to go with The Matrix.
That makes sense for you also. Yeah. It does. Yeah. And it's an iconic film. I just wish you were as good a cinematographer as,
Heaven's trash. Am I alone in having a negative opinion of having test screenings? Yes, you are alone.
You are alone in that.
Having a test screening from the point of view of a filmmaker is literally the moment where you're like, is the thing you have been building working?
Do people get it? Because when you're in the studio with your editor, you are so siloed, and it is very hard looking at a movie to be sure that your prior knowledge isn't impacting what you're seeing on screen. So you really have to show it to people who have no prior knowledge of the script or the actors or anything and see if they get it. Now, how those test screenings are used sometimes are problematic.
Yeah, one person in the audience says, I didn't understand this. Whereas if nobody else did, you should probably ignore that
person. But if 70% of the people have the same problem,
you have a problem.
You have a
need
problem.
to fix that.
And we have test screened our documentaries.
Yes.
And we always will. Like, I like to sit in the audience. Well, actually, not sit in the audience. What we do is stand in the back of the theater and pace.
Pace back and forth.
Yeah, but I like to see when people are getting uncomfortable in their chair, when they look like they might be dozing. I like to know that stuff to make sure our pace is good. So yeah, we're fans of, as filmmakers, fans of it for sure. Now, what I do say is, if you're making a giant change, give that director a director's cut so we can decide for ourselves. Because there's been some really shitty changes made by the studios that ruin the movie. How many freaking versions of Blade Runner do we?
Well, you have the theatrical cut.
Yep.
You have the director's cut, which really wasn't a director's cut. It was a producer's cut. You have a work print cut. Then you have a final cut, which is the director's cut.
And it's the best cut of the movie.
Minus the unicorn scene.
All right,
Deckard's not a fucking replicant.
Deckard's a replicant.
I am
Suck it.
Drawing a line in the goddamn mud.
Moving on. We have a story. Go ahead, Nico. Go ahead.
I kind of rather have the replicant story, but okay.
I kind of would too, but
Kevin Costner's Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 2, is no longer coming out on August 16th as originally planned. News comes after the not quite great performance of Chapter 1 over the 4th of July weekend. Given the movie's 50-plus leaning audience, age-wise, 50 years old plus, and how they have longer legs in terms of going to theaters, not necessarily having to rush out opening weekend, filmmakers want to give more time for that audience to reach it to movie one. And movie one will also be hitting digital on July 16th, so in just about a week. No current plans to send the sequel directly to a streaming service like Max. There could be theatrical day and date plans for 2, but currently still being worked out. But no new date is currently picked out. There's repeatedly supposed to be a Chapter 3 as well, expected to cost in excess of $100 million. Oof. We'll see. No, I'm not hopeful. No, I don't know how hopeful Costner is, but we'll see how that goes.
I don't understand why they wouldn't. I mean, Chapter 2 is like done, right?
Why they wouldn't?
It's planning to release on August 16th. If it previously was up until like now, yes, it has to be done.
It's done. I fully understand why that is, because they do talk about it. There is the older crowd that are going to skew to that movie. Don't rush to the movies opening weekend or opening 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It may take longer to make some money from that movie. That's their hope.
It's because that crowd is grandparents and they're watching the grandkids over the summer, so they got to wait for school to come back in.
I mean, maybe. So, but they're also in a situation where the movie has done so poorly box office wise that they're trying to nickel and dime it to death. They got to make every little penny off of it, and they can't poach that by putting the second one out so quick.
Well, okay.
Go ahead.
The discussions are basically like, maybe it's going to go straight to streaming. And I'm like, why would you do that? Is the money better?
I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't think they're going to do that either. They need that theatrical money because it is not better.
That's why I'm like...
And interestingly now, I mean, you look at the movie, and I think it said that Kevin Costner put $38 million of his own money into it. So he wants that money back somehow. And he's screwed himself because Costner has learned nothing about filmmaking because he made 2 movies, Waterworld and The Postman.
He did not make Waterworld. He made Dances with Wolves.
And
The Postman.
And both of those...
And Wyatt Earp.
And I always forget about Wyatt Earp.
Yeah.
But those movies are good movies inside of a really long shell. Yep. Like, Dances with Wolves...
I refuse to watch that director's cut. I'm sorry. It's too fucking long.
Yeah. And The Postman is a good movie inside that shell. If it was 45 minutes shorter, we'd be talking about a decent little movie. But he didn't learn anything from those. And this one is the same. I was hyped to see it because it looked like big cinema. It looked like old school Western.
Because when was The Postman? That was like it was like late 90s, right?
Something like that.
97.
It was what?
97.
97. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is his first movie he's made since The Postman.
No, he directed Open Range,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Okay. Still, that's
which
not
was good.
That's not a lot of practice time between those movies.
Yeah, but you would think you could look back at your previous works and go, well, maybe I shouldn't make this movie 3 damn hours.
I would like to make a correction. He did not direct Wyatt Earp.
Okay.
I knew he
There
had
you go.
3.
So you were wrong too, bitch.
So yeah, I was wrong. Dances with Wolves, The Postman, Open Range,
Yeah.
Horizon.
Yeah. I was hyped for it, and then the movie came out, and it was 3 hours long, and everything
3 hours and 1 minute long.
everything I heard was boring.
It doesn't seem like he's making a 3-hour movie. It seems like he's making, at this point, a
movie.
6-hour, hopefully 9-hour movie. Because it's chapter 1, chapter 2. I don't know how interconnected these chapters are going to be. How standalone as a film these chapters are going to be. Or are they all really one movie?
From what I've heard review-wise, they are one movie, just broken up.
Because
That's not a movie.
outside
that's
of
a miniseries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because outside of the boring complaint, I've also heard it's 3 hours long and the story still doesn't feel complete. Like, it doesn't feel like a complete movie because it's spending a lot of time setting up for the second film. And that cinched it for me. I'm like, I don't really like Westerns that much to begin with, so I'm not doing this. So now they're in this situation where they got to nickel and dime it through the theater, nickel and dime it on VOD, and hopefully build up a following of older people who love Westerns still that will finally go to the second one when they release it later. What they're doing makes sense to me, honestly.
I mean, let's be real. When they announced, okay, Chapter 1, July, Chapter 2, August, I was like, holy shit, that's bold. It's a 3-hour R-rated Western? Holy shit.
Well, that's why I was in it. That's why I was like, yeah, let's do it. But yeah. All right, so Sydney is asking, what movie, in your opinion, has the worst sex scenes that makes you laugh? I'm going first, bitch.
Hard mode. No Showgirls.
Oh, that's fine because I'm going something else. That's fine.
Showgirls absolutely has the S tier funniest sex scene
I'm still
ever
going
in that
first.
fucking pool.
I'm still going first right now. I'm going with The Room.
Oh,
Damn
God,
Damn it. So, fuck you.
Bitch, I got it. The Room has the greatest naval sex scene of all time.
Fuck.
All right, now what do you got, bitch?
Like Showgirls?
No, you said hard mode, no Showgirls.
Oh,
You
man.
picked the wrong
did this
one
to
for
yourself.
Zach.
You did.
What have I done?
All right, Nico, what do you got?
I got nothing now. Jesus.
Does a rape scene count?
No, because you're not gonna laugh at that.
Oh, that's right. Shit, we're not. Oh, okay. No.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, got it.
All right, go. You can't say it?
Ninja 3, The Domination.
Okay, pull the obscure movie out. The sex scene in that
She
is
pours the V8 on her
No, it is,
fucking
it's the
chest,
V8.
and his, like, hair is everywhere.
and he literally licks the V8 off her. Ugh. It's gross. It's
funny.
It is funny. It is funny. That's a good one. I give it to you, even though probably only Will in the stream has actually seen that other than us. But
I've seen it on 35 millimeter.
it's
bitch.
a good one. It's a good one. Nico, did you think of anything?
I got nothing past The Room. I'm trying to think of a runner-up, but unfortunately, I don't know if I'm saying the right term when I say unfortunately. Fortunately is probably more accurate. I can't think of one that's especially bad in the realm of in the same neighborhood as The Room. So that would have been my answer.
Showgirls, the pool scene.
I mean, it's a bullshit movie, as I've previously stated, but there is a pretty ridiculous sex scene in Crank 2.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. On a freaking
man.
horse track.
With the horse cock.
With the horse cock and everything. Yeah. Yep. Look at this, Nico.
It was the sheep sex scene in Black Sheep. There, I guess.
Okay. Yep, there's that. That's something special.
Yeah,
and
I'll
I bet again
go with that once you already got The Room. The sheep sex scene in Black Sheep is pretty terrible.
I see your room in Ninja 3 and raise you 94's breaking point.
actually haven't seen that. I don't know.
Either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is good questions. I like this. This is fun. All right, moving on. Zach, I think you have a story, sir.
Oh, sorry, I was looking up Breaking Point.
And way to not be prepared.
Oh, with Gary Busey, great. Okay.
Well, well, that's quality right there, baby.
Well, speaking of Gary Busey, which has nothing to do with this
story.
It's been 15 long years since we've seen Gary Busey. No, it's been 15 long years since Sam Raimi last helmed a film in the genre he knows best. That's right, it's horror, baby, and he's returning to it with a new project. After a few fumbled forays with some bullshit Disney sent him, he's now attached to direct the horror thriller Send Help. So set up at 20th Century Studios. Oh, so Disney. He never left.
So, yeah.
I mean, this could be the paycheck for like Multiverse of Madness. Is like, give me money to make a horror movie.
I mean, I'll accept that.
I'll accept it too. Yeah.
It, quote, falls somewhere between Rob Reiner's adaptation of Misery and Robert Zemeckis' Castaway. Unfortunately, it is scripted by the guys that did Freddy vs. Jason and the 2009 version of Friday the 13th. So, fuck.
Yep.
Which we can agree.
The 2009 version of Friday the 13th isn't bad. I think
it's the same movie twice within the movie.
Yeah.
It's like a 3 out of 5. It's not terrible, but it's also not great.
I think it's generally okay. It is. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
And of course, like I think a lot of movie quality rests on the director. It's like a director could turn a mediocre script into a really good movie, just as a necessarily bomb-ass script will not be a good movie with a mediocre director.
Exactly. What I'm curious about is with this setup, it sounds like it's like Misery, so it's somebody's a captive or something like that, except they're on an island. Are we gonna get Evil Dead Sam Raimi, or are we getting something more like A Simple Plan Sam Raimi, which is a great fucking movie, but is a more that's Paul Feig. What's the name of the? I got the title wrong. What's the Sam Raimi thriller? Let me look real quick.
A Simple Plan, I think, isn't it?
No, it's not. A Simple Plan is something newer. It's
Quick of the Dead.
No.
Oh.
Damn it! You fail me, Zach.
Darkman.
No.
Oh.
That's a good movie though. Look at me.
Army of Darkness.
No. Look at me pulling up.
Were you saying the Simple Plan isn't a Raimi movie? Because it is a Raimi movie.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out another Raimi movie.
Well, anyway, the point of it is, are we getting that crazy Sam Raimi with a scary ass handkerchief, or are we getting like a more like basic Sam Raimi?
Like
because basic, yeah, Drag Me to Hell's great.
Okay,
it's the scary ass handkerchief movie.
I mean, we could be getting Oz the Great and Powerful.
What, you don't remember the handkerchief part in Drag Me to Hell?
Is that
where the old lady gets attacked by her handkerchief, or the lady gets attacked by her handkerchief in the car?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. It's a scary ass handkerchief.
It's bringing me back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's my favorite part of that movie. Because it's like, what the hell? Sam Raimi's making a handkerchief scary. It's great.
You know what's really funny? I was
that?
listening to all these movies, and that was going to be the next one I was going to list. We were going up in time.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm hype because I love Sam Raimi. I want him to do horror. But this is like you said, basically a Disney movie. So is he going to get to go like?
He better go full R. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, are we going to?
He goes hard PG-13, but I want him to come home and do an R-rated film again.
It's a Disney movie, and that Disney owns the studio, but it's not a Disney branded movie. It is.
That's still a Fox movie. Yeah.
Look, it's a Fox movie, and we had to wait for the R rating for that Alien movie before everyone went, okay.
Oh, fuck. I was right. It is A Simple Plan, damn it. IMDb just shit on me. Good. Go watch that movie. It has Billy Bob Thornton in it.
Yeah, that is Simple Plan.
Yeah. I mean, so what do you guys think? Are you guys hyped for this or no?
You haven't seen Raimi horror.
Yeah, I'm excited. I do feel like this is probably the paycheck that in addition to whatever money he got for coming in to pitch it on Multiverse of Madness. Like, all right, let me do a movie. But I like the one for you, one for me score that doesn't necessarily always work out. So we'll see. Otherwise, the last movie he had before that was Oz, and I'm like, please, I want a good Raimi movie.
A good Raimi movie would be great. I mean, that's how Takeshi Miike managed his entire career. Let me go do a Yakuza movie, and then I'll go do what I want to do. Let me go do another Yakuza movie, and then I'll go do what I want to do. And that trade-off it's funny when you look in his IMDb, you can literally see it. And I'm here for that. I just want like you said, I just want it to be good. All right, so in the chat, I didn't care for Drag Me to Hell. What the hell? Drag Me to Hell is awesome. The thing I love about Drag Me to Hell is it's that same blending of humor and horror that really kind of made Evil Dead so great. It's not as good as Evil Dead, but it's still in that same space. Okay. Clint Eastwood, what? Clint Eastwood movies.
New question.
Choose.
Pick your top 2 Clint Eastwood movies.
No, it just says choose 2.
Yeah.
Well, it says,
and there.
Just
Unforgiven
from that list. Oh.
Yeah. This is easy. Unforgiven, Gran Torino, Escape from Alcatraz, and Dirty Harry. These are all really good Eastwood movies, but I think there's one clear choice.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, it's not in the list, sir.
It's not on the list.
It's not in the list. I will watch anything Miike does with his name alone. Yeah, same. I'm going to go, easily enough for me, I'm going to go Unforgiven, and I'm going to go Dirty Harry.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, that was the one I was going to do, yeah. Or the 2 I was going to do.
We're all on the same page.
Yeah. They're all good movies, but that's the 2 that I would go with out of that. So, cool. So, yeah, we don't have anything as far as like a release date or anything for this, right? For this Raimi thing?
No.
Yeah, it's just announced that they're doing it, yeah. We need Sam Raimi to stop producing shitty movies, too.
I mean, it's so weird. He'll produce Crawl.
Which is pretty great.
Yeah, and then turn around and produce The Grudge.
Yeah, which is pretty awful.
I don't know. I like that he is helping filmmakers. It's like you want to try something out. I have money. I'm getting more residual checks from Evil Dead movies. Here's a check. Go make a movie. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's not.
What you're saying is he will help other filmmakers to abuse us.
Yes, he specifically wants to abuse you.
Exactly. I'm taking it on the chin because damn, The Grudge is awful.
It's so bad.
It's so terrible.
No, it's fine. Come on, it's a young filmmaker.
Yeah, come on. And it's a teen movie. It's not, it's not meant to be serious. Fuck you. Fuck you.
That was the second worst thing to come out of 2020.
Moving on.
All right. Inside Out 2 has become the highest grossing film in the long and distinguished history of Pixar. The hit family film earned $1.25 billion globally. That's dollars, by the way, and passed Incredibles 2, the animation studio's previous record holder, which had $1.24 billion. Inside Out 2 ranks as the 4th highest grossing animated movie of all time, behind Frozen, The Super Mario Brothers, and Frozen 2 at number 1. Frozen 2 leading the list at $1.45 billion. So, although technically also a Disney movie, not a Pixar movie. So, yeah.
Did anybody see this movie making that fucking much money?
Has anybody seen the movie?
I saw it. Okay. It's good. I think it's really good. It's not as good as the first one, but it's really good. But is it a $1 billion movie? I didn't think so, but damn, Disney did.
I don't understand why Disney hasn't been releasing Pixar films in theaters to begin with. I mean, they literally just shot themselves in the foot by not.
Well, look, it's
why are they going
it's
straight
kid
to Disney
season.
Plus?
It is literally kid season right now. It's summer. Kids are out. They need to go do something. Inside Out 2 just got displaced from first place by what? Another kids movie, Despicable Me 4, which made a lot of money. This is the time of year to release them. Pixar movies should be in theaters, like Zach said. And yeah, I mean, I am not surprised that it's made gangbuster money. The particular amount, sure, but the fact that it is raking in money for films this year, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, literally before this film released, everyone was saying cinema's over. this is the worst summer for cinema. Furiosa's doing terrible. Other movies are doing financially terrible. All of a sudden, this makes $1 billion. You don't hear that,
and nobody's talking now
whatsoever.
Well, and it's not even just that, because Bad Boys 4 did great and is still making money.
Yeah.
And people forgot that the Planet of the Apes movie made good money. It's just,
it was all right money.
I mean, for a Planet of the Apes movie, it was pretty good. And then now, if you look at A Quiet Place, I was just talking about that movie. If you compare it to the box office for the first two, they mirror. It's like the same. So things are great.
So what you're saying is cinema isn't dead.
Cinema isn't dead. They just put a lot of shit movies.
Yeah, they do put a lot of... I was talking to somebody at work saying like, oh man, they just don't make good movies like they used to. And I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? Mm-hmm. Your whole life has been watching cream of the crop movies like in the 80s. They made them so much better. You know how many dog shit movies we've seen from the 80s that no one remembers?
Yeah. People that say that just remember the good stuff. You don't remember the bad stuff. Yeah, it's stupid.
It's always been like this.
And also, it's, I've at the halfway point of this year, I had seen 65 films in the theater, and a third of them were good movies. Maybe a little more than that, but at least a third of them were actually good movies. So that's nonsense. But I think it's so fascinating with Inside Out 2, though, because a few weeks before the movie comes out, Disney announces we're going to give it a 100-day window, which is unheard of now. They knew they had something that was going to make money. And I think that's part of it, is they haven't been confident in a lot of Pixar movies, because honestly, the last batch of them have not been super great.
4 years have been
mid movies.
Ooh, pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, they put Elemental out and it didn't do well, but it also wasn't that good.
Well, yeah, Elemental was not good. It had like 2 moments of good animation in the whole movie.
Yeah. So
is Elemental Pixar or Disney Animation?
That was Pixar.
That's Pixar. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see.
I'm so glad I waited for streaming for that one. I would have been pissed in the theater if I had seen that shit.
I actually don't know that movie, Sydney. No One Lives.
Yeah, nope.
Don't know that one. But yeah, somebody's film ball game. We'll get a film ball update next week for our game.
Somebody's feeling real nice.
Somebody's doing real well with the film ball right now.
Somebody's feeling real nice now that fucking Horizon Part 2 is coming out.
That really changes.
Yeah.
It really changes somebody's game.
Fuck yeah, it does.
We'll discuss that next week.
I'm just saying, I got $500 million from this movie, boys.
All right, this week in physical media, this is a banger week if you're into like the major studio stuff. Twister is out in 4K and a steelbook, and I think anybody that buys that's probably not making a good decision, because if you like Twisters, you know we're going to get a set. So I would wait, but Civil War is out in a 4K, and there is an Amazon exclusive, which I think is a lenticular. I don't think it's a steelbook, but either way, I'm waiting for an A24 release of Civil War. I definitely have to have that one. Abigail's out in a collector's edition, and that's there free to buy if you want a 2.5 out of 5 movie in your collection. The Boy and the Heron is out in Blu-ray and 4K.
Man, if you want to waste money, there's that.
Yeah. Boy Kills World is out on Blu-ray and 4K. You can waste some money on that, too, because it's a piece of shit. Challengers is out only on
4K?
Blu-ray. Why is
what?
That movie is so visually arresting in parts. Why would you not give us a 4K?
Another fucking movie from this director that we have to probably import from Germany to get a 4K.
Or wait a year.
I'm still waiting on Suspiria in 4K. How about you?
I know.
Oh, wait. No.
That's right. I have
from Germany.
Yeah, I did. Tarot is out if you want a half a star movie in your collection. You can get Tarot. And then a lot of people have actually been waiting for Ghoulies Part 2 to come out in 4K, because the first one came out in 4K and then they only had a Blu-ray. So now you can get your 4K and have that matching slip cover situation.
You know what we forgot to talk about?
What did we forget to talk about?
The divisiveness around...
yeah, let's talk about that for just a minute. I don't want to get too much into MaXXXine, because I think there's some people in the stream that haven't seen it yet, and also Nico hasn't seen it. But what is interesting about MaXXXine is the amount of hate that movie is getting. And for me, it's a 4.5 out of 5. I loved MaXXXine. I loved it. But I've been looking at a lot of the reviews, trying to sort of gather what the problem is. And I initially, I know a lot of people are pissed because it's not a slasher. They thought, ooh, 80s, we're going to get the slasher.
No, it's a giallo.
And he said 6 months ago it was going to be a giallo.
Yeah.
He said that, right? So I did a whole 7-minute long video on TikTok explaining what a giallo is. because people don't know. And that's part of the problem. And the tropes that are part of giallo are in this movie so strongly that people...
In a giallo, there's usually 1 or 2 kills, and they're gory as fuck. Mm-hmm. And what do you know? In this movie, there's
a couple of really gory-ass kills.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I mean, people are saying they were disappointed by the third act. Like, they were like, it felt lame. And I'm like, I don't know, it kind of brings it together. And also, I did see it coming, but...
Yeah, you see it coming, but also it ties the 2 movies together, too. It completes that story arc. They're like, she didn't have a story arc. I'm like, her story arc crossed 2 films. You know?
And also, people were like, they were comparing her character, like, Mia Goth. Mm-hmm. Her character throughout the entire series, comparing it to this, I'm like, did you mix up Pearl?
People did mix up Pearl.
It's like, she is playing a completely different character.
It's to the point now where I'm telling people who have not seen the trilogy yet, or all 3 of the films, just watch X. Don't watch Pearl.
Yeah.
Because Pearl does not matter.
Like after MaXXXine, go.
Yeah, after MaXXXine, go and watch Pearl, because it'll be interesting to see.
I
but
do
Pearl...
get the... I kind of understand that, especially if you haven't seen those movies and you're coming into this one as your first one, the entry, or it's just been so long since you've seen, like, you haven't seen Pearl since it was in theaters, and maybe it's just not as fresh in your mind or something, because it is the same actress. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is a weird criticism to have.
Well, a lot of people are saying it's like, well, MaXXXine kind of has no agency to the events surrounding her, and I'm like, that is fully within her character.
That
what
was
did she do
it
in
was
X? She
the
realized
same
what was
in X.
happening, and she went, "I'm fucking leaving. Fuck all of y'all."
Yeah,
it's her. It's her character.
It's her character. It 100% is. I appreciated actually the consistency of it. The other issue, and this is not a spoiler because you can see it in the trailers, is we talked about this. That Body Double and Vice Squad are a great combo to talk about the movie. And what MaXXXine does is it uses the sort of shocking, like the shock tropes of giallo. Like giallo gets you all meditative and chill, and it hits you in the face with something. And what Ty West does with this is in that sequence, when it hits you in the face with something, he transitions to fucking Vice Squad. We'll go from something really impactful to Kevin Bacon. And I'm like... It's beautiful.
I love how silly Kevin Bacon is in this movie. I love the cops. The
cops are great.
Oh, I loved it so much. Some people were like saying that they were annoying or really bad acting, and I'm like, you didn't get the memo.
Yeah, and that is the final problem, and the thing that's hardest to talk about is this movie. Ty West is old school enough in his filmmaking that this movie does not hold your hand when it comes to film knowledge. If you don't have film knowledge, like really don't have film knowledge, like you haven't seen something that's more than 10 years old or 20 years old,
yeah, I know
you're going to struggle a little bit with tonal shifts that this movie makes.
I know some people that are like, I refuse to watch a movie that's older than 20 years.
Yeah, and you will have trouble with this movie. You will suffer. And I see that as a big thing. And people are like, oh, you're being film elitist. I'm not being film elitist. It's just watching movies is all it is. This movie assumes that you like movies. It assumes that you like all movies. And it assumes that you're going to figure this shit out. But people are not figuring it out. And that's kind of entertaining in a way, too. I love it. I say it. I could tell you right now, spoilers for my top 10. It's going to be in my top 10.
It's there right now.
Yeah, 100%.
I will say, if you have a chance to see it on 35 millimeter, it looks beautiful.
As we learned, though, it is only showing on 35 millimeter in 4 theaters, period. And that's globally. So, yeah. We're lucky in Nashville to have the actual 35 millimeter print.
We're lucky in Nashville to have a damn 35 millimeter projector that's kept kept up and loved.
And what's interesting is Zach and I when we were watching the movie, and we were wondering, is this a holdover situation? Because I just assumed that it was going to be shot digitally to save money.
Yeah.
But it had such a beautiful film look to it. And it has this sort of...
Whites blown.
The whites are blown out. It looks like watching an old, cheap movie from the 80s in a lot of places. But it's precisely that way. And I assumed it was digital. But then we come to find out that it was shot on 16 and then blew up to 35, which is the same thing that would happen with those movies back then. They would shoot on 16 because it's cheap, and then blow it up to 35 for presentation. That's why Texas Chainsaw Massacre is so scary, because it looks like a documentary.
Well, that, and also once they finally got to the negatives and scanned them and you got an actual good representation of it, some people actually complain saying, oh, it should be dirtied up. It's like, no, this is how the fucking negative looks.
What it looks like.
You are
Leave
used
it alone.
to VHS.
Exactly. So anyway, suffice it to say, without getting into, we can't get into the movie anymore because we'll probably spoil something, but just go see it. I think it's great. Zach thinks it's great.
I especially love there's a moment in the film and the whole audience came alive.
They sure did.
And I won't go any further into that, but it was a very sold out, very solid reaction.
For us, it was one of those rare moments where you go to a movie, everybody's in it for that movie. The theater is sold out.
Everyone was fucking locked in.
They were locked in. So when the good stuff happens, it happened to all of us together, and it was amazing. And, 35 millimeter, beautiful presentation.
Can't get that shit at home.
Yeah, can't get that at home. So there you go. All right. I think that's it. That's all we got this week. Nico, where do we find you on the internet?
You can find everything I do at nicholasqualls.com, all my social links. Most thing you'll probably follow me for these days are the book posts that I'll do on Instagram or Blue Sky. I am currently working through books for 2024 on, I think I just did 21, my 21st book of the year that I've read, which was Dungeons and Dragons book. I recently did a reread of The Hobbit, but with the Andy Serkis narration. And I started reading Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive series, so I'm on book 2 of that right now. So you could go there for my thoughts. And, my baby registry's on there if you want to get me babies.
Perfect. The baby registry is there. Yep. All right. Zach, what about you, sir?
You can find me on Instagram, a master of the MaXXXine1. You can find me on Steam and Discord. I'm a dangerous meat lunatic. And I've been replaying Half-Life 2, which 20 years, baby. 20 fucking years for that game. It still holds up super well. And I'm playing it on hard, and damn, it makes a world of difference. That game is suddenly very intense. But also you can find me on Letterboxd, Master Z91.
Damn, I couldn't get it pulled up fast enough.
Oh no,
I failed.
So I'll continue talking about Half-Life 2.
All right, now so
Half-Life 2 was fun.
Moving on. So the best place probably to find me is on TikTok. All things that I do are there. It's just OTS Movies. But you can also find me on Letterboxd. I'm doing a Pushing Wood 50 attempt this year. I'm trying to see 150 movies in the theater this year. I'm slightly behind.
Oh, no.
So I got work to do this month. I'm about 5 films behind right now. But you can follow that progress here on Letterboxd. This list, all my Pushing 150 movies are there. And like I said, TikTok also, too. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us in the chat. Thanks for the cool questions. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.